Welcome to Eclipse of Ideas. Today we're diving into one of the most fascinating and misunderstood philosophical concepts of the 20th century, deconstruction, pioneered by the French philosopher Jacques Derrida. So, what exactly is deconstruction, and how does it challenge the way we think? Let's break it down. Jacques Derrida was born in 1930 in Algeria and became one of the leading figures in post-structuralist philosophy. His work is often associated with critical theory, semiotics, and literary criticism, but it's his development of the concept of deconstruction that stands as his most influential contribution. In 1967, Derrida published three major texts: of grammatology, writing and difference, and speech and phenomena, which laid the groundwork for deconstruction. Derrida sought to question the fundamental assumptions of Western philosophy, primarily how we interpret language, meaning, and texts. At its core, deconstruction is not simply about breaking things down, but rather revealing the complexities and contradictions within texts and ideas. Derrida believed that meaning is not fixed. Instead, it is fluid, constantly deferred through a process he called différance, which highlights how meaning is always shifting and never fully present. For Derrida, no text or concept has a single stable meaning. Every word or idea is built on layers of other meanings, and to understand this is to deconstruct the illusion of singularity. It's not about destroying the meaning, but showing that meaning is constructed and therefore can always be reconstructed. Derrida also challenged what he called binary oppositions, the pairs of opposing concepts that Western thought has relied upon, like good versus evil, reason versus emotion, presence versus absence. These oppositions privilege one term over the other, creating a hierarchy. For example, in the reason versus emotion binary, reason is typically seen as superior. Deconstruction seeks to disrupt these hierarchies by showing that the two terms depend on each other. For Derrida, binaries are unstable because they hide the inherent dependency and complexity between the terms. One of Derrida's key targets was how we view language. In traditional thought, language is seen as a tool for accurately conveying meaning. But Derrida argued that language is inherently unreliable. He suggested that every word carries with it a history of meanings, echoes of other words and traces of other interpretations. This idea leads us to what Derrida called the instability of meaning. Because language is made of signs that refer to other signs, the meaning of a text or statement can never be fully locked down. There's always room for ambiguity, contradiction, and reinterpretation. You might be wondering, how do we actually apply deconstruction? Let's consider a literary example. When you deconstruct a novel or poem, you're not looking for the author's true meaning. Instead, you're searching for contradictions, gaps, or assumptions in the text that reveal how its meaning is constructed. For example, in Derrida's analysis of Rousseau, he reveals how Rousseau's ideas about speech and writing contradict each other. Rousseau privileges speech over writing, seeing it as more natural. But Derrida shows that writing actually underpins speech, revealing a contradiction that Rousseau never fully addresses. Deconstruction has often been misunderstood as nihilistic or purely negative. Critics accuse Derrida of creating a philosophy that destroys meaning, but Derrida was not interested in dismantling meaning entirely. Instead, he wanted to show that meaning is never singular, it's always in flux. Another criticism is that deconstruction can be hard to apply outside of literature or philosophy. But Derrida's influence extends to law, politics, architecture, and more. His ideas about the fluidity of meaning challenge established norms in all fields, encouraging us to question structures of power and authority. Jacques Derrida passed away in 2004, but his ideas continue to provoke thought and debate. Deconstruction remains a vital tool for anyone looking to challenge conventional wisdom, unravel hidden assumptions, and embrace the complexities of language and meaning. So what's the takeaway from Derrida's deconstruction? It's not about destroying ideas, but about seeing them in a new light, acknowledging that meaning is always shifting, that no concept is fixed, and that even the most rigid structures of thought can be deconstructed and reimagined. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into Derrida's Deconstruction, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more philosophical insights.